So it's Darren Moon in 1, Johnny Stroud in 2, Luke Bennett in 3, Chris Willits in 4, Josh Hooper in 5, Ben Johnson in 6, Mike Driscoll in 7, Paul Kelsall in 8, Alex McGregor in 9, and Lyndon Hammer in 10. Now, what they are doing, effectively, when we came out of those qualifying 4 lappers we've been doing this morning, they were ordered in 1 to 30. So the top 10 are in the third of these races, the next 10, next 10. But obviously there is a quarterfinal, semi-final situation, so people can bump up to whatever they want to bump up to. And this is the bottom 10. So these are fighting for positions 21 to 30. So they all will be in the quarterfinal, but it's where they sort of start in the quarterfinal is the key thing. And they get to run a 5 minute plus 2 lap. And I believe, and I'm hoping that Keenan Lefty, the Great White, can actually confirm this. They're coming off the gates for this. Is that right?
Yes, off the gates.
Fantastic. So, I'm not sure if everyone's got away because obviously we did say we were going for an hour, but we're back now. Anyway, you can catch up. You can always rewind it and watch it later, so it's fine. So 3 of these races, I'm not sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we actually got everyone because there was a little bit of confusion because everyone was. It's actually just people misreading it. It wasn't anything wrong by the organising, just timing. So we got a race up at 10 past, a race up at 20 at half past, a race up at 10:02 for RC2. There'll be 5 minutes plus 2 laps, and should be fun.
Most definitely. Had a quick lunch. It was good. Great cheeseburger over there by the catering staff, providing us with victuals.
Oh, victuals, I say.
Yes.
Get you with a kind of a Victorian bit of
expanding
I have my victuals today.
My vocabulary.
Oh, vocab with your victuals, okay. So just coming to the end now of the 3 minute warm up. Now, my guess is there will be quite a big spread in this race because obviously for the bottom of the 3 heats is normally a relatively large spread. It is all about the winner, so we don't worry about bump ups at this point. That's tomorrow morning when we bump ups.
It's definitely warm outside.
Yeah, it is toasty. It's the clouds have gone much sketchier, much thinner and higher than they were yesterday. So we've got basically it's a beautiful summer's day. There's a little bit of a breeze. Mm-hmm. It's not too hot. Having had a period recently where it's been too hot in the UK, and yes, we do complain about weather, whatever it is. That's all we do is complain about the weather. It's quite nice actually to have it to be pleasant.
This is the best weather we've had out of the 3 races so far.
Couldn't agree with you more. We had the gale in S&B Raceway. We had the pressure cooker in Italy. They were just like to say right now, the Italians are fantastic hosts, and they can't do anything about the weather, but it was a fantastic event, and I thought Osby team did a brilliant job.
Yes, especially.
But it was too hot, and that kind of clouds your view on anything.
But we luckily had air conditioning.
We did have, well, yeah, not we went outside. It's like, no. we went outside. Well, hey, we're really collided. Oh, as you melt. Okay, they're coming out to the gates. They did do some gate practice yesterday evening. Yeah.
Yes.
So they have practice on the gates, which would be quite an experience. Lee Martin there with one of the, I'm sure one of his friends' cars, on a Garma car. This is when often there'll be, there's no refueling in this one, so you don't need a pit man for this. A bit of topping up, obviously, but they're only running 6 minutes. I get the impression it's a particularly thirsty track, this one.
Not really. They'll make their 6 minutes, no problem. Be interesting to see in the longer finals.
I think they can make 7.5 quite easily. I don't think it's 13 plus 2 laps. Oops, there's a car on the top row falls off. It's 13 minutes plus 2 laps in the RCGP final, which is effectively 14 minutes 30. So they need to run 7.5, and I don't think that's anyone's got a problem with that. It's high grip, but there's a lot of off throttle as you go around the touring car section where they're just off throttle and doing that. They're not really holding it wide apart from the main straight. And the thing that really kills fuel consumption is powering the thing up and over jumps.
I think we're going to see some carnage.
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see, because we've got a few seconds to go before this, the qualifying heat 1 for RC2 gets underway. And they're away. And we have a little bit of carnage. The pink car gets pushing the boondocks, but everyone else comes around reasonably okay. Mistake by the 5 car takes them off the track. And there we all go. So into the lead has gone the number 1, the bright blue car. And it's 1 from 2, that makes it easy. So that's now Darren Moon from Johnny Stroud. Blue car is Darren Moon. Blue and yellow car is Stroud. Third place, I'll see the first person who read the number on the third place car. Or you might just wait to come across the line, actually, to make it a bit easier. So 1 and 2 onto the touring car section. And they spin round onto the a bit wide. And down the straight goes Johnny Stroud, and it's actually Luke Bennett in third. I think the battle is currently between second and third. And that's first and second, because first and second are tied up. So 1, 2, and 3 reign together.
Yeah, Darren Moon using some of that vintage rally experience here at the.
You didn't find out what car he drives.
No, I didn't see him.
Just for me, you didn't go.
I'll ask him.
Oh, that's bad luck.
That.
That's the first bit of grip roll. Bit of overexcitement, just a couple of degrees too much steering angle, and you're upside down. So into the lead goes Johnny Stroud. Oof. Well, that was an attempt to... I don't think Luke was really attempting to get past there. He just came in a little bit hot and just tagged the rear end of Johnny's car. I'm getting the impression there's a relatively reasonable gap to third, which is still Darren Moon. Yeah, Darren's now third, and he's 2 seconds back. Willett's a further 4 seconds back. Then it's the 6 car of Ben Johnson, Mike Driscoll. Alice McGuigan hasn't even completed the previous lap.
Oh, I think Alice would be happy to do the RCGP Loves RC2 again. She did it in...
I think she's doing it.
Yes. And I had another buddy here. That was his goal, to do that. So it should be good. We have some people looking forward to that.
No, it'd be great. I mean, it's that just so you know, that won't be going out on the live stream, but there will be a recorded version of it produced.
Yes.
So we'll have that ready to go. There was a slight issue. It's like, oddly, even though it's a great idea, actually working out who won is slightly more complicated than it should be. So that's why we don't do it live.
Our leader made a mistake and allows Bennett to get by. He rolled over in that 180 right there on the pavement of the berm. Now Luke Bennett is out in front. And he makes a mistake, and that's going to happen. This is the problem with this surface. These pipes, this surface.
No, again. Oh, roll.
Here we go.
Oh, again. Oh, that's synchronized, that was. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, I didn't have the replay panel.
No.
What a damn fool I am.
It looks like Stroud is... No, that's Stroud back out to front after a lucky roll. And now Willits is up there in second, followed by Bennett, Moon, Mike Driscoll.
Willits was like hours behind at one point, after a bad start. And now he comes through to second. So first and second hop exactly at the same time and then land on each other.
Over through the fire drain and through the chicane, which, funny enough, when we was on our inside track yesterday, mostly all the drivers said that was one of the most difficult parts of the track for them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the whole track's difficult, because even this bit should be easier. Let's see. I'm going to see the replays are working, by the way. Here they are. Excellent.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the problem is, and I think this is more of an issue for these guys who are, clubman racers, is that they, the cars are set for this very difficult carpet section, and then they get on the dirt section, and they're awful there as well, because of course they are with the suspension settings, which are completely wrong for
I would
the
agree with
dirt.
that.
And so, and they haven't got the natural talent. No offence to anybody involved here. That's they haven't got the natural talent. They just I've got the natural talent. You haven't got the natural talent to handle that kind of difference. Which is why you're seeing so many rolls, because the cars are set up probably set wrong for both parts of it, but definitely set up wrong for the muddy parts of it. Not there is any mud because you have no rain.
No rain.
No rain.
So Bennett has gotten up to first. So he got past Stroud. Willits is back up. Sorry.
Yeah, so Willits is leading. Bennett is 3 seconds behind. That's who we're with at the moment. Stroud is in third. They spread out quite... Oh, no. Yes, way. Well done. Also, you get extra points for men to get the car back on its wheels again.
There's been quite a lot of that, so that is good. But...
Getting quite close. This is a battle. This is Johnny Stroud goes through. Johnny Stroud in the 2 car. Goes up and past Bennett. That's a very weird piece of track, that bit of kind of screeding concrete. It's very flat and very smooth.
Stroud and Bennett have been battling since the onset of this race. They have swapped positions quite a few times. Neither of them went to the second position, it seems like. And Willits is just walking away with this right now.
Well, if after 2 laps you told me Willits would have won it, I'd been very, very surprised. Now, to me, there should be 2 laps to go. I'm not sure if that's come through correctly, because normally it would say 2 laps to go at the top. So I think there's 2 laps. This and one more is my guess. It's supposed to be 5 minutes plus 2 laps. So I think they have got one more, and then they will have the last lap, obviously. That's what happens at the end of a race. You have the last lap. Is that Willits just ahead? It is, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. It's Stroud ahead. Just move forward 1, Ash. Makes it look even faster if you do that on the main straight. So that is second place, Johnny Stroud, who's only a second and a half behind Willits. He must be there. Go forward 1 more, and that should be our leader on his last lap. A lot of should and coulda wouldas, isn't it, at this point, but I think that's what it is. That is certainly Willits in the 4 machine. Bright yellow car has got, I think, just these couple of corners to go.
Ooh, out wide and roost.
Decided to have a little bit of a look around the outside of the circuit just to check it out for later. Oh, no, you can't do that on carpet. I'm not sure I may be a bit late for that one. We'll look at that one again in a second. And I think that's it. It says finish. Yep, that was it. I'm not sure I got it. May have missed it slightly, but that's it. Look, he got the end. But what he did was he overcorrected, and that put so much side momentum into the car that it's almost like a Scandinavian flick, and that's why it went over. That's what happens on a high grip. You have to be so much more precise. One of the issues, obviously I know a lot about high grip because I run a lot of 12. And 12, this would be like the lowest grip ever.
Really?
Yeah. 12, obviously, when it's working properly, you are glued to the track.
That's true.
And you're constantly fighting against grip roll. And one of the things you need to do is sometimes you can't put extra lock on because the car will roll. So you have to actually deliberately understeer sometimes.
Right.
If you get it slightly wrong, because you then the natural reaction is you go, I'm going to put a load more on, and then just go.
Yeah, of course. I know what you mean. So you basically have to kind of just go in.
Edge it. But you can't edge it in because you have to smooth move. It's all very smooth. Once you've got grip roll, it's very smooth. And you live with the fact you've made a mistake because the correction will send you over.
Yes. So, you're going to have to explain the Scandinavian flick at a later date.
Do you not know what it is?
No.
Okay. In rally driving, historic rallying, so it's how you break the traction of the car at the rear. So it's mostly rear-wheel drive cars and Fast and Furious, okay?
Okay.
So if you go around a corner, normally, the rear isn't going to come out. You can boot it, and you might, on power, boot it out. So this is the rear coming round, a rear-wheel drive car, so suddenly you're doing a lovely bit of drifting, yeah?
Right.
So if you just turn the wheel and put the power down, if you've got enough power, you'll break traction. But what they do is they want to do a left-hand turn and power round. They'll go right, they'll give it a little bit of right, and then they'll flick it left, and that weight transfer will unstick the tyres and give you a much bigger drift, effectively, and angle.
Yeah, speaking of rally, I got introduced to Group B by Stefan this past weekend, and Ari, what's his name?
Ari Vatanen?
Ari Vatanen, and his epic journey up Pikes Peak.
Pikes Peak, yeah. The original Pikes Peak before they paved any of it.
But Group B rally was crazy.
Group B rally was too crazy.
Yes, I know.
Group B rally actually had to be stopped because it was too dangerous.
It was incredible.
By a factor of 10 for everybody, for the drivers, for the marshals, the spectators. But yeah, so it's called the Scandinavian flick because it was perfected obviously by the Scandinavians for their snow rallies. Because you come around a snow rally and obviously you normally get plough and understeer. You've got no grip. So what you did was you flick the rear around. And that was obviously on cars in those days. It didn't have copious horsepower in the 60s. You didn't have 400 horsepower paper. You had about 80. So you had to get the thing round. And it's probably called other things in other countries, but certainly in Europe it's known as a Scandinavian flick.
Interesting.
I intend to be interesting. It's sometimes I can be informative, sometimes I can be interesting, sometimes I make stuff up. So you have to choose which. That one's real though. All
right. So we're moving on to Group 2 or Heat 2, qualifying fourth. Remember
now,
these
people have something to battle for.
Yes.
Because they are either side of semi-final qualification.
Ooh, right.
So my understanding is it's the top 16 into the semis. So the top 6 from here don't have to run the quarters. And do you know the major advantage of that? The quarterfinals are so early tomorrow morning. They're like at 8 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, so you have to get up and come here for 8 o'clock.
Well, I was here before 8 o'clock this morning.
All right, calm down.
I mean, you guys were late. I was hearing the banter between the drivers over there. They were talking about this racer, Andrew Rennick and Robert Cockcroft. It's good to see all the banter from the guys. Everybody seems to be having fun while I was over there getting some lunch.
They had lunch.
I did have lunch.
Can't believe we're feeding you as well.
Wow, that would be a big bill.
We showed Lee the clip.
What did he think?
We just blamed you. We have basically just blamed you because it's the best story. If it's not you, it isn't as good a story.
I really think that, like, the way that it was done in that clip, it looked like JQ was doing it. So, up in this race, we have Andrew Rennick, Tommy Dale, Michael Shorey, Holger Like, Anthony Williams, Robert Cockcroft, Barkley Aberneth, Leo Morel, Ben Kennett, and Neil Dott, the Guernsey men. Guernsey. As Nick said, these guys have something to battle for. They're on the either end of the semifinals. There's my favorite car, the bright orange Agama.
You can't have favourites. Well, you can, actually. I always have favourites.
I mean, his car is definitely bright.
You obviously are a man who enjoys... He's not really working for me, but that's because I'm,
It would work for your eyes if you was a driver.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Well made, that, actually, because I have old eyes, as I keep finding out. You know when you're old, when you get up in the morning, you want to check your phone, you can't blooming see it without glasses.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Oh, God, where are my glasses? Oh, I can see it now. Now you look at yourself going, oh, you're an old man wearing glasses, look at your phone. What a sad, sad person. In fairness, obviously, 40 years ago, you'd have got up and had a fag. Sorry, a cigarette. Can't say fag with Americans. You've had a cigarette.
Yes.
And that's bad for your health. At least it's just bad for my self-esteem by wearing my glasses and looking at social media. I'm on the Soch at 8 o'clock in the morning, having a look.
I tried to wake up and have my coffee first before I get on the internet. You never know what you'll find in the morning.
Well, if you have your coffee, you know exactly what you'll find.
Yeah, I know.
You should trip to the other room.
All righty. So these guys are wrapping up their warm-up. They will start from the gate, just like the previous heat. So these guys have a battle. They want to make it to that semifinal, well, the two semifinals tomorrow. Don't forget, we have the two RCGP races coming up. RCGP main one will start at 4:30. We have the RC2 junior final.
2:30.
Sorry, 2:30. I'm looking at 4:30 and
it's just military times, gotcha.
Yes. All this is UK time, by the way, people. 5 hours ahead of EST.
And 1 hour behind Europe.
Yes. The RC2 junior final will start at 1,500 hours, so that's in a few hours from now. Well, hour and a half from now. So we got a lot of racing crammed into a short time.
There is a lot. That's RCGP for you. It's race. Let's not muck about. Let's get some more racing done. Okay, so they are putting the cars into the gate. Usually they put all the front ones in first. That's interesting. Normally they just kind of randomly turn up.
No, Miles being very strict about where they...
Oh, yes, the young lady, pit lady's having to go back and been sent to the back. Of course, it's not a full grid, it's a 6 and a 4. So they have many more on the front and the back. So far, we've only had one slight problem in the last drop, so let's see how we do this time. And they're going to be away for the Heat 2 any second now. And they've gone. Oof. It's clear. Oh, wow. That was going to happen, I think. The car, there's 3 cars upside down. It's the 8, that's the 2 car, the second time. 2 cars had an absolute nightmare. So, Mr. Dale, it's not gone well for. So 3 of them got stuck at the back. The absolute worst loser, was Tommy Dale, who has been upside down twice. The first time, not his fault. The second time was his fault, to be honest. But, Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. Editorialising is active. But there we go. First 2 are now, second and third are coming off the dirt section and going through the carpet. And now the leader goes across the line, and it is it's Michael Shorey from Anthony Williams, from Robert Cockcroft, from Neil Doyle, Andrew Rennick drops from 5th from first. So that was our first not particularly clean start, I'd say.
I mean, the first part of it, the first half of it was clean. That's just when it came to the braking part.
Yeah. The going fast in a straight line. Oh, that was a massive mistake, that was. Something I've done many times. You just get that wrong, and suddenly you're just piling into the thing, and So that's not great news for Shorey. So Michael Shorey won't be in the lead in this one.
Oh, he drops back. It looks like it's Andrew Rennick.
No, it's the three. So that is Michael Shorey. So that must have been Anthony Williams who had the accident. He must have got ahead and then fallen behind. So luckily for Shorey, he leads the second lap as well, and by quite some distance. And wow, it's Holger Likes from nowhere is coming to second. And then it's Rennick. So Andrew Rennick moves up to third. Then Robert Cockcroft, Williams, Kennett, Dale, Abernathy, and Morell, with a big gap from Dale to... So the last three are already cast adrift, to be honest.
Michael Shorey looking... Is that Michael we're following now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael looking quite confident out there. Got a great lead ahead of the young one of the brothers. I probably have to go find out how to pronounce their names properly.
I think Like's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it's right, but I think it's
Like
fine.
Like maybe?
It probably, given that it's Swedish, that they tend to have that upper end to things.
Yes.
It probably may well be like, but Like's okay. I should be asking to be at the RCGP as well, so I don't want to get wrong at two different events.
His car looks good. He's looking comfortable out there. He's going where he wants it to go.
Yeah.
Unlike the Adama we was following in the previous race or earlier, you can see that this car has been set up pretty decent. He's I don't know if he followed JQ's advice, but his car is definitely hugging the surface, as I would like to say.
He's lowered it. He's flattened it. He's not, in fairness to Michael, and there's no reason why he should. He's not going massively quickly. He's doing 41s, and the fastest of the RC2 guys were doing 37.5 or 38. So he's got that couple of seconds. Realistically, he doesn't need to go fast because he's winning and he's edging out. He edged 3 seconds out on Like in the last 2 laps. So what he's got here is a pace that's going to carry him into the semi-finals quite consistently. Now, it's very much the case. Looking at that car, he is driving that round. He's not racing it because he doesn't need to race it. And it's very precise, zero risk to that point. And I think I'm maybe too late for the replay because I was looking at the timing screen. But even though that was a kind of a surprise error, if he switched onto another new surface. Let's drop back one, Ash, to the second place guy, which should be is it Eric Like or Holger Like? It's Holger Like, isn't it, who's in second?
Holger Like.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how they would say it, but in an English accent. The big loser here is Andrew Rennick was all the way up in fourth, and he's dropped down to, I believe...
Seventh, yeah.
Yeah, seventh.
Out of contention for bumping up.
He was so excited to be what he called BQ. And then over there at the lunch chart, we was talking, and now it looked like he's not going to make that semi-final.
So... Likey is just ahead of Cockcroft. Robert Cockcroft are getting a bit closer. The lead for Shorey is massive. So this is the battle. It's the second and third in that battle. They're just about to turn sharp left for the tabletop. There's traffic ahead, and also a little mistake by Cockcroft on that hairpin. Coming through the lower section, the first part of the carpet section. Now, the thing to remember, I think, as Keenan said before, is there aren't as many obstacles as there will normally be because it's so late in getting this track surface. That's our lead upside down. It was a different car. So late getting this track surface ready that they hadn't got time to build the obstacles. So normally you wouldn't have quite so much flat track running. But in fairness, the flat track running makes it a unique challenge itself. I'm not quite sure when it suddenly became de rigueur to have the cars in the air the whole time. And that doesn't tend to make really good racing either.
Yeah, what people don't realize is it looks easy to go fast on this, but you go too fast and you push over the edge and you just can't find that sweet spot.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It is absolutely, and it was sure he fell over. So this is now our leader.
Oh, so Likey is up in front.
Lead up. I wasn't quite sure the car he hit. He ran into a car just about here last lap.
Yes.
And that was our leader who has dropped down to third. So Shorey's in third now. Cockcroft is in second, 1.6 seconds behind Likey on camera. Just drop back one to Cockcroft. They've got, it's last lap. I shouldn't have done that, never mind. Just stay with him, it's the last lap. They've joined this race, it's gone very quickly. One of the things I do like, I think I said before yesterday, one thing I like about this is because you're on a black background, you can see when the cars are under power because you can see the smoke.
Yes.
Which is much harder to see when it's on a dirt surface. But if it gives you an idea, people think, oh, is this a high fuel consumption, a low fuel consumption? Look at the lack of time they're actually on power. You think on the carpet, look, squirt of power, turn, squirt of power, turn, little tiny bit of power. The whole thing is actually rolling. What you need is a car that rolls well. As he came to the pits before he finished there, so that was quite interesting. But he obviously thought he was going to finish. So it is the results are coming in. So I think the first 6 of these cars have made the leap straight to the semis, which will be Holger Like, Robert Cockcroft, Anthony Williams, Michael Shorey, Tommy Dale, and Ben Kennett.
Well, Robert won that banter between him and Andrew, so I guess they'll have to buy the beers tonight.
Andrew Rennick, Neil Downt, Bart Abernathy, and Liam Morrell are going to be getting up early and racing early because they're in the quarters. I think Leon really got going. Look at his best lap time, which is a 41.006. That would have been faster than everybody apart from Tommy Dale, who did a 40.595 at one point. Everyone else was slower than Leon's. Oh no, Robert Cockcroft did 40.6. So pace is there in the Morel car. I wonder whether he's race rusty rather than anything else.
I think it's just rust.
I mean, I think he's obviously the basic pace is there, but it's getting you involved. And of course, you've been thrown into deep end with a non-standard race program.
All right, so next up is the top heat of RC2. And in this race, Kevin Brunson, so far today, Kevin Brunson and Thomas Musso have been going after the faster laps. Brunson seems to be getting the just faster laps. I was just talking to him, and he says, all I want to do is get a faster lap or as fast a lap as the RCGP guys.
Yeah, that's not happening.
He's getting kind of close, though.
So
37.
Right, he's probably quicker. He's on the. If he's getting 37, he's on the edge.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw. I think as fast as I've seen, I'm not saying it's the fastest lap. I think 35. I think 35.1. I think it was Ron that did 35.1. I mean, that's a real outlier. I've not seen a lot of low 35s, but so it's they've gone for 11 cars. So we actually have 30. So actually, it was only the top 5 who qualified from the previous one. Oh no, it was only top 5, not top 6. There's 11 in this race.
Oh.
So someone who was 6th is got to go up early. So it's Kevin Brunsden, Thomas Musso, Josh Graham, Eric Leike, Scott Walker, Maxim Koss, Jason Ferguson, Ruben Shakespeare, Chris Lovely, and Billy Grinley. Now, realistically, those top 3 are a little bit quicker than the rest.
I would say the top 4, actually.
Josh Graham has been handicapped in pure terms of getting fast laps by being in the lowest heat. Not because anyone was trying to get in his way, but it's just traffic. He's been going past cars the whole time. It makes it much more difficult to get clean, fast laps. So, Brunsden, Musso, and Graham. We've got the warm-up first, so we aren't going...
Yeah, I think Graham just came today, to be honest. So that's why he was in the lower group. So he definitely has the pace.
He gets all the racing action, which is good.
This should be pretty good. I think that's one of the young man over there, I think, Terry Marshland.
It's funny, though, when James can start driving the van off. He's just better get in the cab. And for those who don't know, we're in the middle part of a long wheelbase Volkswagen Sprinter van, I think they're called. So the front is the cab. The middle bit is the commentary area, and behind is all the production area. So it's it's a pretty impressive piece of kit, this. We get to look at a nice 32-inch screen. Keenan's luxuriating himself in the corner. I think we're both saying like a 3-inch foam mattress. Padding of the cushion would help it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would definitely.
A little bit hard on the. Luckily, Keenan's got quite a lot of natural padding.
I do, but it hurts.
It's really weird though. It doesn't matter how small or large you are, you always end up sitting on your bones.
Maybe we got to file a complaint card.
It's a pretty good idea. Yeah. I think you're right.
Send it to Matt. I know what the answer will be.
Yeah, so do I. But
So this is the top heat of RC2. We'll be watching to see what Brunson, Musso, Graham, and Sartell do. Maybe even Leike. He was looking pretty fast there as well.
Yeah, well, I'm interested to see what Brunson, Musso. It's looked Brunsden the whole time. Musso was untouchable in Italy. Brunsden was actually an RCGP in Italy. Really interested to see who actually is the quicker of these two, because I couldn't tell you from here.
Yeah, maybe Brunson has a little bit more experience on this similar type of carpet, type surface.
To say is no one anywhere has run on this surface.
No, but this a carpet type surface.
Yeah,
you know, So he wouldn't run on that. Maybe in France. Yes, they have tracks like this.
Yeah, they need them. They need them. And they have the same bad weather in northern France as we have here.
Yeah, Chris Sarkis was explaining that to me up in northern France. You see a lot of tracks with Astro and whatnot. One thing I've always liked about European tracks is the multi-surface.
Yeah, I think it is very common. And there's going to be quite a bit. Well, unless they dig it up, there's been quite a lot of multi-surface set at Redovan as well. It is on the whole, the Americans have gone for let's go clay, let's go big, and this is it's not criticism at all. I mean, the tracks are spectacular, but sometimes you feel a little bit flatter and a little bit more multi-surface might add some variety. But
yeah, I used to like one of my favorite tracks is Montpellier. With the smooth concrete surface, then you have a brick surface and. It's really unique. I
suppose one of the reasons is obviously most of the tracks we actually see from the States are temporary, aren't they? They've been dug that week.
Yes.
And therefore, yes, you're not going to go multi-service. You're going to dig out the clay. You're going to make the clay into a position, and you're going to make it spectacular because it's designed for, those one-off impressive races. So, it's not none of this is intended any sort of criticism of American track design, which certainly led the world forward from where it was 25 years ago, and has been sort of partially copied. I think it's made Europe a lot more three-dimensional without going to the extremes that a lot of the American tracks go to.
Especially in Spain, you'll see a lot of more more American-influenced tracks, I would think. Some of them that I've seen, and in Italy as well, too, with the bigger jumps and whatnot. But always good to have the multiple surfaces. I also like the fact that in America that you can change your track layout every couple of months, and it's a lot easier. So
yeah,
it's all good. Keeps it fresh. As the mechanics take their drivers out to be lined up on the starting gates. Mao there, the ever-exuberant Mao, feeling quite normal today because he had some sleep, he said, and he got coffee.
That's always good.
I said, maybe you drinking too much coffee is the reason you don't get much sleep. He says no.
You ask the difficult questions, Keenan. That's why we love you. That's why you should choose the No Name RC podcast for those difficult questions about coffee consumption.
Okay, so that's another young lad who was racing his race in I believe he's racing S-Works in Reds. I was watching Boots over there tuning on his engine early this morning. Good to see. Mauro there looking on, forever smiling, having fun, throwing rocks at people, enjoying. He says, I am here to have fun. Having me throw rocks at people, and we're off.
We're going. And are we clean? We are. Oh, we were. What? The 4 car fell off the side. Tom Sartell fell off the side, but actually there was a car that did a complete 360 in the air and landed its wheels. But all the cars effectively got through.
Oh, poor Musso.
Lead is the 3 from the 10. The 10 of Chris Lovell's second. But the 10 might be, he's second. It's not going to last, but he's second at the moment. It is giving a bit of a breakaway for whoever got into the lead. I think may have been. No, I thought it was a 3 of Graham. I don't think it could have been. We'll find out when they go around. I find it is a 3 of the lead. We're sprinting away. We'll get a update, but we are looking at the 10. I was right. Look at me and my eyes.
That was good.
So it was Graham from Lovell, from Maxine Cook, and Eric Like. I don't know where Brunson and Musso are, but they are right at the back.
Musso got tangled up right before the tabletop.
Oh, leader's over. So leader's over, gets Marshall with it. Oh, and then Marshall into another car. And the Marshall is rightfully being a little bit careful. And that happens at the so first to last has gone Josh Graham. He's now last. He's now next to last because another mistake. So a lot of mistakes there at the back, leading to a lead for Chris Lovell, the 10 car, which no one, least of all Chris, would have ever expected to happen.
He must be shaking in his boots up there right now. I was pitting him all day yesterday.
Maxine Cook is second, and Kevin Brunson. Brunson's now third, and Musso's now fourth. So the normal order has been a little bit more retained. They're back a little bit. So it's now getting quite close between Lovell and Cook, the 10th qualifier and the 7th qualifier, who probably don't know what's happened to them. To give you an idea, Musso was 1.2 seconds faster than our leader last time round. And you can see, I think that's Brunson very rapidly arriving on the back of them. So with 3 minutes and 2 laps to go, Is that Brunsden now, or is that somebody else?
No, that's
Brunsden.
that is Brunson.
Yeah, so what happened much is Chris Lovell bounced out. Maxime Cook now leads. Chris Lovell's dropped a long way down, another 6th, the problem. So Maxime Cook leads, but he's being hunted down by this man, Kevin Brunsden. Thomas Musso is a little bit further back. 38.3 last time round for Brunsden, so he's got the pace. One of the advantages of having so much pace is when you have a terrible start, you can make up for it.
This is true. These guys, I mean, Musso was completely turned around on the second lap. So, but young Maxim is trying to hold off Brunson, but I don't think that's going to... Oh, and there we go, just as we said.
I think he let him through. I think that was what's commonly known as... With radio communications now between the pits and the drivers, I would have said that either he did it himself or his engineer would have said, this isn't your race, Maxim, this isn't your race, let him go. And it's not your race when the guys... This is a 37.3. That's how fast Brunson's done, a 37.3. So even though Maxim did his best lap was a 38.7, if you're a second and a half slower, you're not going to hold them back for 10 laps. You might hold them back for 1. Mm-hmm. So there's absolutely no point in having that row.
And Brunson's looking very good out there. His car looks good. He's driving smoothly. All those years of experience coming through.
Absolutely. Oh, Musso got Cook in that lap as well. He took his own accident. And Musso's now second. 3 and a bit back. Drop back 1. Ash, and we'll have a look at Musso for a second. That's a long gap. Look at him, isn't it? And there's Cook. So Cook's in 3rd. So Musso
very aggressive compared to Brunson.
One of the advantages that Kevin has got is not that he's a Nemo racer, not that he races in the UK. The advantage he's got is many, many, many years of experience. And he will have raced on all sorts of surfaces, from the lowest to the highest of grip. And there's no substitute sometimes for experience. You know, Thomas Musso being, 18 or 19 or even 21, I don't know. And Kevin being certainly the wrong side of the late 40s. I'm not sure he's 50 yet. There's 20, 25 years of experience difference. And whilst not all of it is transferable from the old cars and new cars, there is some basic stuff that will always move across quite well. So the Monegasque racer, who's French under the Monaco flag.
And just talk about that. Brunson goes into Arizona 37.3.
Yeah.
So he's just getting faster. Let's see if Musso does. He has interesting. He was the last lap. He was like 1 inch off that pipe going around that.
So 37.9. So he's a few tenths behind each lap. Now, it doesn't really matter in this race because all they're doing is battling for the first or second gate selection spot in the semi-final. Actually, I'm not sure they are gated in the semi-finals. I think they gridded. I think they grid those ones. Mm-hmm. I think it's a gridded race, so I think this is their only gate run. Oh, Thomas!
Good save.
I'm too late. I'll give it a go. I got the end of it. Got the end of it. That counts, doesn't it?
He made it out. But you can see just the different driving styles between Kevin and Thomas. Younger, much more aggressive. Probably not as smooth, I would say, but fast.
I don't think you can. I think the thing about this track is you can't attack it. You can't attack this section at all. You have to drive this section. I know it sounds like a ridiculous thing to say. You drive this section. You can attack this bit, this traditional destroyed clay, but on the carpet, you need to drive it. So you actually do need that sort of, touring car, RC, whatever it may be, concept if you're going to do it properly.
Lucky tumble for Musso, but that he will cost them a few tenths.
About to start the last lap anyway, so they're on the last lap. Brunson's going to win this by 7 seconds was the last time round. He's got the fastest lap. His fastest lap is 6 tenths faster than Musso's fastest lap. He'll be able to go to bed tonight very happy. Maybe even happy if he wins the senior final. But he can go to bed a very happy man tonight because he's laid down a massive marker on the RC2 crowd.
Yeah, he'd be happy. Very happy. He'd be happy with that 37.3, I think, as well.
Yep.
Just shows sometimes experience is better than youth and many things.
Well, yes, that's the rumor.
Well, let's see in the 45-minute final tomorrow. Oh, the young Eric Alike has made up some time and made his way up to 5th. The young Tom Sartell, younger cousin of Jerome Sartell, in 6th. The man with the famous last name, Ruben Shakespeare, in 7th. Chris Lobo actually pips him in the end for 7th. He'll be happy about that. Chris says, I'm not a nitro guy, I'm an e-buggy guy.
That pays the bills. Okay, that's it for those 3 qualifying races. We're now going to have a little bit of a look at the RC2 teams and people, because I did an RC2. Look, I copied you really. I did an RC2 pit walk yesterday. I had a wander around the pits to chat to all the guys, and many of whom, well, all of that you've seen in action in the last 45 minutes. So you can put some faces to names and some personalities to cars. And let's go and have a wander around the RC2 pit. Well, I was walking around the marvellous, what county are we in? It's not Hertfordshire, is it? What county is this? Warwickshire countryside. And I came across this big tent. And I thought, what is in this big tent? Why, it appears to be RC2 racers. So why don't we have a chat with the RC2 people? And somebody very unwisely made eye contact with me just then. So I'm going to say hello to you. So your name, sir?
James Dale.
And you are?
Tommy Dale.
So the Dale, so is it you mechanic and... Now, first of all, congratulations on your cap purchase. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how are you finding it so far?
Yeah, really good. Surprised, actually. The surface seems pretty decent once you get set up for it. It's been going pretty well. Getting faster every round, so can't ask for more than that.
And is the track very tricky with the black AstroTurf?
In some places, yeah, it's tricky, but overall, it's all right.
Let's go from neutral to neutral confident. We'll leave you guys see what happens. Now, but man is at the Hearts GP now. Just so you know, if you're watching, we'll be at the Hearts GP. It's RC Racing TV in a few weeks' time. So your name is?
Yafia.
Yafia. So how's it going for you?
Well, I'm just mechanicking for Anthony.
Ah, right. And how's he doing?
First time we went on, it was a little bit sketchy with the new floor, but we got it. We got it now.
What did you change to de-sketch it?
More camber at the back and harder sway bars.
There we are. That's a bit Tim. If you end up in a track which has got, well, there is only one track like that, but anyway, harder sway bar is the way to go. So we go deep in, and what we're going to do is go find a man who only just a few months ago was mixing with the stars of RCGP, but now Kevin Brunson is with the RC2, where you must have gone for, well, you must have the hot favourite, surely.
I think Thomas Musso is going to be a favourite.
Yeah, but I've made you hot favourite now.
Okay. We'll take it for a little bit. Yeah, we'll see how we go. So.
Only one thing to talk about, how you find this new track, which is obviously completely different to any other track.
It's very grippy, but getting used to it. So, yeah, it's not too bad.
We say it's very grippy. It's very grippy on the black bits, and you go off into an old-fashioned bomb crater section. How difficult is it to get a car that works on both halves?
It's working quite well. I'm still using my normal dirt setup, so yeah, I haven't changed really much at all.
I was hoping for some real words of wisdom there, Kevin. You're going to give me like an in-depth thing where I kind of understand what was going on. I could do it myself, but no.
No, I mean, the thing to do is try and tune the tyres rather than keep playing with the car too much. So you know your car inside out and then just play with the tyres.
And that is advice that actually probably work for every single sort of motorsport, because the most important thing in motorsport is, of course, the 4 black things, or if you're a motorcycle, there's 2 black things. Backwards. I want to show you this. Look, how can you tell you're in England? There's a kettle in the pits. First sign, every time. Always a kettle. Oh, look at this. No, look at that. Look. Not in a kettle, slush puppy. Or probably not actually slush puppy. It'll be a iced liquid beverage, not TM.
Slush puppy for me.
And your name, sir, is?
Don.
So, Don, obviously you're one of the regulars around here at the Nemo Raceway. How's it going on this new surface?
Good. Yeah, really good. You just got to get the car set for the surface, not the surface for the car. So once you've got it right, you're off. That's good.
And are you targeting the A final?
No, I don't think I'll be up there.
You could target it at least. Let's target it. Yeah, Dom for the A final every time. Oh, absolutely, he's my bet. He's definitely going to make it. No problem whatsoever. This is quite good. They're just coming along. Your name, sir?
Ben Johnson.
Ben, so how are you? It's very easy. This is very easy. I just say, what's your name? How are you finding it?
All right, it's pretty good actually. Track's decent. I don't mind it. Different layout, obviously, from last year when we were running here, but loving the Astro now. Literally.
And how was the hot dog?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Sauce of curry and chips, love.
Oh, curry chips. Wasn't it cheesy chips or curry chips? I have an official role as the chip taster general, so yeah, they're good. They're good. So you come into what? Oh, spicy. Nice. Liking that. Let's go and see one of our favourite people. It's young Alice. How are you? How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Not bad. No animals thrown at your cars in the last couple of weeks?
No, surprisingly not. We've got a new car now, though, so we came here in that today. So, yeah, all good.
A new real car?
A new real car. It's fantastic. So, yeah, still driving the old JQs.
So not the Volvo?
Not the Volvo.
Oh, you've got a new car now?
Yep.
No Volvo?
It's not a Volvo. It's a Ford S-Max and has enough room for 3 gazebos, 2 Orgios, multiple baby cars, and Scott's dad as well. So, just what we need.
I can't help it. Do you not feel that it's too young to be thinking about, MPVs and that sort of stuff? But luckily, it's not for 17 children. It's for gazebos, cars, and mechanics. So well done. Excellent stuff.
It's the sport version as well, so it's got a bit of extra power. Just what we need.
How much? 10? 12? What? How many extra horsepower has it got?
It's a 200 brake horsepower.
It's 200 brake horsepower. Whoa.
It's basically a van. It's great.
It's basically a van. It's great. And, look, another refugee from previous RCGP, young Leon.
How you doing, Nick? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How's it going for you as a driver?
Steady away, just splashing around, just making up the numbers, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's good. No, track's nice. It's obviously massively different to what I'm normally used to racing on here. This has been a sort of smooth clay track for some years. So, yeah, getting on the old, I would call it Astro, but it's not really Astro. So, yeah, big difference, but fun, yeah. New challenge.
For those who don't know, Leon's been ploughing a different furrow with Cater and Bike Sports, and you seem to be quite good at it. You keep going, got the lap record. Just showing off, or are all the rest of them really slow?
No, just, I don't know. Yeah, doing all right. Yeah, well, I can't say showing off now. Trying my hardest. Trying harder at that than I do at the RC, so, yeah.
But deep down, are you really missing Lee?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sad. I keep walking past the tent and seeing John pitting on his car and working on his car and stuff, and I'm like...
So are you stalking him on Facebook to see who else he's racing with?
No, he spends half his life at my house anyway, so I can't seem to get rid of him. But yeah, I do miss the old pitting for him and the travelling and stuff. So yeah.
Thanks, Luke. So there we are. That's the secret about Lee Martin. He spends most of the time with Leon, but that's not a massive surprise. Let's loop around to more people on this side here. 2 more victims. Who is the racer and who is the mechanic?
He's both. I'm neither. He's a pitman. Oh, yeah.
So you've just basically come along to support.
Pretty much, and observe.
Observe, yes, that's good. Yes, observing's very good. And what have you observed so far?
What have I observed? Some races. I've put some nitro in the nitro engines. That's
brilliant. To be honest, for a first morning, that's a fantastic achievement. So, as the mechanic and the driver, how is it going for you?
It was going okay until the 4th round.
And what happened?
Some throttle servo issue.
Oh, right, so it wasn't because you suddenly forgot which way the track went then?
No. Although driving anti-clockwise is a new thing for me.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because this is the second anti-clockwise track in a row, and there's loads of anti-clockwise tracks this year. Do you know, I had a friend who, years ago, used to race, and he would, if he turned up and the track was anti-clockwise, he'd go home without signing in. He would not run anti-clockwise tracks. He was weird in other ways. That was his weirdest thing. Anyway, good luck for the rest of the weekend. And let's have a quick chat with... and your name, sir, is
Rob Cockcroft.
Oh no, it's right. We actually, this is easy. We can't afford to do the graphics. You see, so yeah. So this is Rob.
If I can just hold it here,
you could do actually. So Rob, obviously, full up with the unironed Myarko. Just point out.
It's washed.
And look, this is the man with all the spares. Look at all the spares he's got. Does this mean you crashed it?
No, this just means I bought 2 cars when I first came out, so that I had spares, and this is the remains of it.
It's the car, yeah. So, how's it going?
All right so far, not bad.
It's very non-committal. Can you either big yourself up or say it's been a disaster? It gives more editorial to work with.
Okay, I'm just changing stuff, just trying stuff. It's only practice, so just keeping going around and trying it and trying different things and seeing what works.
Do you think you make the A final?
No.
Can we be... He does. He's going to make the A final as well. So we decided we're going to big people up. We need a lot more positivity in this whole situation. More oomph. More oomph. And, look, head down, but not able to avoid us. Your name, sir, is... I can tell it's Chris, but Chris...
Chris Willits.
Chris Willits. Oh, hello, Chris. How you doing? Right, so, this is, I said it, very easy. How's it going?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
This is what I like, a man committed to positivity straight away. So you'll make the A final then, won't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to win it all, mate.
See, now, it's not that difficult, is it? It's not that hard. So seriously, how you find this this kind of weird and wonderful setup and track?
It's quite difficult, but it's good fun. It's a challenge. So happy days.
And he's going to win, and he's going to be in the A final, so everything's great. So this is the whole point. So I think we've kind of been up one side and down the other. I'm not sure. I've been long enough. It's extended with a wander out. Let's do a wander out and have a look around the backside of Nemo, because somebody needs to look. Oh, look at that! This is where the actually the most important part is around here. Come on, this way. Come on. This is where you need to This is what you need to know. This is the most important part of the entire event. Look, there you are. It's the burger van. Oh, here's someone else I want to talk to. Hang on a second. Let's go this way. I have a cough. Have a quick word with he's lost my cameraman. Hello. Quick word with Thomas. Who we've captured here. He's trying to get away with, but he has the burger. You not had a bite yet. You see,
onion is the best.
Second RCGP round. So obviously you enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, it's good. It's completely different compared to the Italy round. So anyway, need to find the best setup. Also the tires need to cut a little, maybe gluing a little. So anyway, it's challenging time. 3 sitting practice this afternoon, and let's see for the qualif tomorrow.
So obviously you're adjusting the car setup and you're adjusting the tyres, but do you have to change your driving style as well?
For sure. I changed my engine also, more smooth, little grass, and just keep safe, driving safe, same time call. So anyway, just focus on the line, not push a lot, and that's it.
And are you constantly worried about grip roll?
Yeah, grip roll is too much. So anyway, same for all. So it's challenging. Yeah, trade-off challenging, completely different compared to Italy. So I like that. In the UK with the sun.
That's rare. Good. Well, we'll give you the sun. Actually, I had some chips are nice. I've not had the burger yet. So.
And is.
Thomas Matteo, thank you very much. And that was our little wander around the RC2 environment, and also, most importantly, the van of burgers. See you soon. Goodbye.